Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 5. Uh, the game. The game knows. Avernum 5 too difficult? No, not quite yet. Anyway, you can see I've made my way all the way back to where this mini-boss is waiting, around the corner. This time with a full party. I did a few things to make things a little bit easier for me. There were two places, this one here and this one here, where you actually see these unstable sentinels from above, right, where they can't reach you. And I took advantage of those situations and just shot them, and they were just sitting there, not doing nothing, and blew up harmlessly. That helped. Well, I haven't actually run into this encounter the intended way yet, but it definitely made this room a lot easier. It only left these three over here, and Rasluka was able to run forward, bind them all, and that was very painless. That definitely helped. What also helped was not letting my mage die early in the dungeon and just continuing on assuming that the game would be benevolent, because why would I assume such a thing? It's ridiculous. Anyway, we're here in much better shape. Yeah, mana isn't looking great. She's actually not that far from leveling up though. So with any luck, she might be able to, get that free refill before she runs out of mana. We'll see, though. Might not work out. Not the end of the world if it doesn't, but yeah. For now, we'll continue. I'm just gonna preemptively buff. Might as well go with both the priest buffs and. Oh, this thing is not initiating combat as quickly as I thought. That's fine, I suppose. Break its armor. It does have a lot of hit points, and of course I know nothing about its attack quite yet. Might as well spread apart a little bit, just in case. Oh, okay. Interesting. Didn't expect it to just ignore initial aggro. Of course it didn't hit that hard. Wait, that's not the right spell. I'm gonna throw one smite. Oh, okay. Not worth it. Good to know, I guess. Acid works alright, I guess? Oh, what? Wait. Oh, she's completely stunned. How did that even happen? I didn't realize that the thing did anything to her. I thought it just went after Swafnir immediately. Huh. Okay, let's see how fire works. Oh, not very well. Okay. So, very resistant to cold and fire. Okay, she got her turn. Oh, okay. It counters with slow in melee. That is unfortunate, but can't really be helped, I suppose. I mean, there's almost no point in having him run away, because the thing is just gonna charge after him immediately. Probably, anyway. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I go the maximum distance I can, it'll instead decide to stick around here. Unlikely, though. We'll see. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I mean, it really doesn't deal that much damage, so I guess it could be worse. I'm so tempted to try lightning, but it's so expensive. I could use a scroll, but I mean, that's kind of my last resort kind of thing. But then fireballs don't do anything. What the heck, right? If I needed to use a potion. Oh, okay. Lightning is even worse. I see. So just don't use any magic. I mean, okay. At least it takes okay damage from physical, and the acid also helps a little bit. This is probably a stupid idea. Okay, yeah. It also deals almost no damage. Alright, it also stuns her, but I mean, I suppose she's otherwise kind of useless in this fight. So it doesn't matter if she skips her turn. And she does add some damage. More than she would with her magic, so there's that. Wall aimed blow. No double hit. Oh, he could have used something. Actually, it seems like the debuffs on the enemy might already have run out. So I guess I'll break its armor again to speed up the process a little bit. Yeah. Pretty sure the debuff had run out. Okay. There we go. Was that worth a lot of experience? Not really. 10. Kind of disappointing. Beautiful crystals though. A nice stinging rapier. Quick action and Blade Master. Okay, 10 to 20 damage though. It's not amazing. No, far from amazing. I mean, yeah, quick action and Blade Master are nice to have. I mean, I guess the additional quick action does mean that it will do 2 attacks more often, and thus kind of help make up for the lower damage. But really, the base damage is not amazing. Blade Master will also deal, you know, increase in damage. The thing is, can it really make up for the base damage being that much lower? I mean, that's very significant. I don't know. Let's at least take a look though. A Blade Master will get bonuses to hit and damage when using any sort of hand-to-hand weapon. Also helps you recover from fatigue more quickly. Ah, I see. So maybe the hit and damage effect isn't really more powerful than the melee or pole weapon skill, but the additional fatigue recovery, of course, is pretty powerful. But yeah, I mean, if it's an additional 5% damage and hit per point of Blade Master, which I'm just assuming, I don't know why, that still doesn't compensate for the lower base damage of the weapon. I mean, I guess I'm gonna at least use it for a combat and see if it feels like I'm dealing a lot less damage or something. The energy resistance, of course, is also nice because energy spells tend to be high level and very damaging. The extra hit chance is nice, although we don't typically have trouble hitting things, so that might be less of a problem. Also, the Blade Master does compensate for that partially. So, well, we'll see. Of course, I could always go ahead and give this one to someone else for the resistance. And hit chance, I suppose. Like, to him. And one dexterity is nice, but dexterity also... God, why do I keep forgetting basic things? Dexterity is hit chance... Okay, so that the loss of 1 point of dexterity is going to be offset by the 10% to hit on the weapon. So that's not a problem. And weight-wise, he has plenty of room. Okay, so maybe this is not the worst thing. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how much of a damage difference there seems to be. And if I don't really notice much, I guess I might actually roll with that one. Quick action up to 11. I mean, I like that. Just looks nice. Blade Master, finally. It's also nice, and we might even get some more benefit out of this. Station 4, rock charging. Wait, weren't we at 4 before? I could have sworn we've seen Station 4 before. Up here. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe this entire thing is the rock charging station, and we saw the same sign up there. That might be the case. Okay, more of these. Nice. I mean, yeah, at this point we can sell the extras for a nice profit. I guess it's only 100 per, but still, every little bit counts. What was up here? Oh, this is healing, right? I think. Yeah, it's just healing. Kind of pointless, honestly. Only really very useful for a party that does not have any mages, any healer specifically. But well, I'll take it. Okay, so we did take out these unstable constructs. Well, most of them, I guess. I forgot that there was a single one down here. But it definitely helps. Okay. That worked out miraculously. So these two should now not be using their strong magic. Should be able to take them out relatively painlessly. Right. Might want to check out this this worker here. They are immune to fire. Oh, and these are immune to frost. That was a waste. It's fine. I'm basically guaranteed to have to use a potion at some point. So, whatever. I guess I will increase damage so this goes by a little bit faster. Yeah, I mean, we can basically ignore this thing and leave it until the end of the fight. Because it really doesn't do any damage. Nice. Good hit. And I was not paying attention to Rasluka's damage at all. $20. I mean, 20 is kind of on the low end. But that's not what I should have done or wanted to do. I was just not thinking. Guess I'm gonna cure. No double hit. 32 with a well-aimed blow. I mean, it's certainly not like she's doing no damage at all of a sudden. So the decrease certainly isn't dramatic. 22. Yeah, I don't know. It's also not amazing, but I guess her, one of her jobs is to just, be tanky and bind the enemies away from the rest of the party. So she's still very much able to do that. Of course, I would like her to be able to also deal more damage, but, as you can't have everything, necessarily. She can't really do anything against that thing. The rest of the party should be far enough away to not take damage from the explosion, I think. I mean, I guess I can always play it safer, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we're far enough. Okay, well. Would have been too late there anyway. Heal you. Everything's fine, all things considered. Station 6, assembly. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we've never opened this door before. Oh. Okay. Spellbook and potentially mana refill? And you're just a normal crystal sentinel. That's not so bad. Can just wait. Have we even seen a single double attack? Since we gained those 2 extra points of quick action? I don't think so. I mean, it's fine. Oh, lightning spray. Sweet. Okay, the workshop contains several training tomes placed here so the workers can read them and learn what they need to do to assemble the sentinels without anything blowing it. Anything blowing it? Blowing up, I think you mean. You browse this one, hoping to learn something. You learn how to channel bolts of energy into crystals to charge them. You could just as easily channel this power into your enemies. Much more useful. Nice. With that, we have the highest rank of lightning spray. Yes, I believe 4 is the highest. You can train 3 times, unless there are 2 tomes per spell. But it doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, that's nice. Next level lightning spray. And please be mana? That's the opposite of mana. I think I'm going to use one of these to save. No, there's no point. Mass curing. Thanks, game. I really was not expecting this to be a trap. That seems unnecessarily cruel at this point. But oh well. Okay, here we have to actually deal with this thing at a distance, which kind of sucks. Wait, except it's a fiery one. It looked so, I don't know. I thought it looked like a bladed sentinel, but well, obviously not. Oh, also I never picked up this gem that dropped here. Huh, that's weird. How'd I miss that? As if me missing things was in any way surprising. But, you know. Did I actually... No, I did not. Okay. Yeah. It's actually gonna suck. Well, I mean, I guess we're gonna kill it relatively quickly. Okay, nice parry. With a 4% chance. Guess you get lucky every now and then. Come on, really good hit, please. No, no such luck. Not that lucky. At least he's not dead. Guess that's something. I'm gonna save what little mana she has left. Okay. Well, he has just enough for 1 heal. So I'll do that. Obviously. I forget exactly what's coming next, but there's gonna be combat. Yeah, okay. So, no way around it. He's not leveling up anytime soon. Oh, that's certainly not what I meant to do, but I guess it doesn't matter. Ouch. Okay. Don't do that, please. Oh, why do I keep forgetting to switch her freaking weapon? Ah, annoying. Okay, you stand there. Keep curing, because I'm pretty sure the acid takes would be worse than the punches from this thing. Well, these do hit pretty hard. 17 damage. Well, the damage is definitely lower. It's noticeable. Okay. Yeah, no useful drops from you. Alright, and of course I completely forget which one of these led where. Also, there is some kind of room here, but I did double check. I did check for buttons, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, not sure how to reach that one. Or exactly what the purpose of this is. I suppose this is not, as I initially suspected, a way to escape back into, back out of the dungeon. But instead, just a treasure room or something that you have to, find this button all the way over here to open this, and then once you're done with the actual dungeon, you can go back down, basically make one more round through the entire thing, and grab this. Yeah, that's probably what it is. This one's a bit of a mystery. I think there was also like a locked gate in the way, wasn't there? Well, it's probably all gonna become clear after we beat the Dungeon Guardian here. Okay, save the game and remind myself where these led. Okay. I believe this is the way forward. Did we try this one? Wait, did we? Yes. Oh yeah, indeed. This is actually the way to the final encounter. Okay. I mean, honestly, we're in much better shape than I expected. Really not that bad. Oh, right. Can't go back that way, silly. Okay, so we want to take that one, I guess. No point in taking any unnecessary detours. Yeah, and this doesn't help anyone. How did I not pick up that power stone? Okay, I mean that one emerald upstairs, I can kind of understand, but this one I actually specifically remember picking up. I must have reloaded the quick save and forgot to re-pick it up or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm gonna have to make a second round through this place anyway, so that's not a big deal. Just gonna try to keep that in mind. Let's see here. And that leads us back here, which also doesn't do anything, of course. It's just a way to maybe force us to fight some respawned enemies. Oh yeah, right. This was actually even before this. Okay, yeah, so no point in doing that at all. Okay, well, we're at the end then. There is the... No, actually, there isn't even one more sentinel, because we did kill that one this time. Yeah, of course, it was here. Right, so we are literally at the end. Not just basically. Okay, I mean, unfortunately... Oh, she's so close to leveling up. This is almost insulting. 10 more points, like one encounter and she'd get her free refill. That being said, the boss does summon ads, and if we are actually going to kill those with their ridiculously large health pool, we might level up mid-combat, which would still help. So it's maybe it's okay. That being said, she will have to take a potion now, and these can heal up to or restore up to 150 mana. So that was kind of a not amazing roll there. I'm gonna try to get the most out of it. Well, that was way worse. That's okay. Not the button I meant to press, but thankfully not a big deal. It's 1 point more than the first one, huh? Surely I can get a little bit more. Game. Maybe not. I guess I will settle for anything over 100 at this point, just so this doesn't... yeah. It's not the most I could get out of the potion, but honestly, it's probably gonna be fine for the fight. Right? We have our long-term buff still going. Huh. Although, Sass does not. That might mean that augmentation is gonna be running out on everyone, which would be annoying. There's of course no way to check the duration of buffs, because that would be silly. I mean, why should the player be allowed to have that kind of knowledge? Oh right, one of the buffs is also run out on her, namely this one. Right? Oh wait, no. That's enduring armor. That's the same effect. Okay, never mind. That's a waste of mana. That's not okay. I have to keep a tight eye on my resources here. So, okay. Well, that gives me another chance to roll the dice here a few more times, because obviously I can't settle for anything less than 100. Okay, hey, that's better than before. I'll take it. Okay, augmentation on you. It is probably going to run out on the rest of the party, but, you know. Well, we can actually enter. We have to initiate the fight by talking to it, right? So, might as well. Oh. Get closer to it. Judgment, what are you? You're damaged, I will put you out of your misery. Since now we know that that's inevitable anyway. The Prime Sentinel agrees with you that combat is necessary. It raises its arms. The gate slams shut behind you. The stones and limbs on the platforms surrounding it begin to move. The room grows very warm. Okay, that's a different message from before, though. A bit more descriptive. Now, I don't know, the amount of health on these things is just unreasonable. I mean, they literally have more health than the actual boss. So should we just focus on it? It seems like the most sensible thing. Why are you so... Oh, because I forgot to heal. Okay, never mind. We can't start like this then. I thought, you know, might as well apply the buffs in combat, but no. Not when we're missing a lot of health, of course. That's not okay. Oh. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Yeah. Oh, he is healed. We do get one chance to cast a buff preemptively. Well, I'll just give it a try. Here, drink this for the enduring shield, regeneration, and damage reflection. Break the boss's armor to begin with. That, okay, takes no damage. Gotcha. Maybe it's just immune to physical. I guess we'll find out. Come on. The Prime Sentinel's shield deflects your attacks with ease. You see that it has stronger and weaker parts. The stronger parts constantly rotate to face you. Solberg's creation is extremely powerful. Pity that he did not bother to properly control it. What could that mean? The stronger and weaker parts. The stronger parts constantly rotate to face you. I mean, as far as I know, there is no mechanic that keeps track of it. Oh, actually, maybe it does. Maybe the game actually allows for back attacks. The golem's crude intelligence realizes that it might be in actual danger. Its stone skin starts to glow red. The room grows very warm. Wait, what? I didn't even do anything to it yet. The Prime Sentinel's assistants lumber awkwardly toward you. Their movements are not smooth. It's as if they didn't want to approach you, but they're being forced to. Occasionally, a wisp of light flows from the Prime Sentinel to its servants, maintaining its control. What? Don't tell me we got a wisp of light situation again. What? Okay. Prime Sentinel summons a ring of fire. Yes. Okay. Prime Sentinel's shield protects it from you. Huh. I mean, I don't see a message of, you know, wisp of light floating into one of the sentinels. Also, they're obviously all active at the same time. I mean, this is not like the shade, like the more of the shade fight. So I'm not entirely sure what that wisp of light was supposed to signify or tell me. I mean, I can't really easily walk around to try and attack the boss from the back, where it might not be protected. I don't know if that's even possible. Also, it did actually take damage from something. Wait, what did damage it? Oh, that was reflected damage. Oh. So it might just kill itself if we can only survive long enough? That's interesting. Okay, I was wondering if that would work. I didn't expect it to be that much damage, but it seems that way. Okay, now of course this would have all been a lot easier, a lot better, just straight up better, if I had, you know, fully buffed before triggering the encounter, and I could go back and do that, but, you know, again, we're learning about the fight. Very possible that I'm gonna have to redo it anyway. Will I be able to sneak around? Oh no, I won't. Just stepping here. I was wondering if, you know, it's facing that way currently. So theoretically, even a single character could just walk around it and attack the back. If that really is how you're supposed to do it. Would be kind of wild, actually. Really, the first time I think that that's ever been the case in the series, if it is the case. I mean, it's not certainly not impossible. Enemies are definitely facing one way and not all the others, so maybe. But yeah, in this case, stepping away would have her step away from both the boss and the sentinel, and thus cost her almost all of her action points, I think. Of course, I can't actually attack the boss, so let's see. Yeah, that leaves her with 1. But now I can attack this one for what it's worth. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth anything, really. I mean, I guess. Okay. A bit close for comfort, but we're still alive so far. What? Oh, this one was actually next to her this time. Oh. Okay, attack from the side? I mean, that dealt damage, technically speaking. Really, though? Does not seem to be the way. I have to try. No, okay, that's... yeah. I was just thinking that maybe there was a small chance that range attacks, you know, wouldn't consider the facing of the enemy. I don't know why that would be the case, but it isn't, so there's that. Okay, let's try magic. Okay, it works well against... Actually... Oh, okay, 1 point of damage. Never mind. It works well enough against the servants. And the boss is taking decent damage from reflected damage alone. So that's nice. Let's see, we have attack buff and protection. Ah, right, you know what? I meant to cast Prismatic Shield with her. That's what I forgot to do. But it's fine. I mean, now everyone's fully hasted. It's worth something. Luca is not in range for the healing. That's fine. Her health is looking okay. Actually, I'm just gonna heal him like that. Okay, there come the double hits. It's nice. Okay, yeah, the thing is just killing itself. I mean, fine by me. You damage the sentinel. It has a peculiar effect. The creature begins to flail around. It lets out a long, loud screech. And then it turns, smoke pouring out of it, and rushes at the prime sentinel. It attacks its master, crumbling as it moves. Your skill with wild creatures comes in handy here. You will need to smack these creatures less to get them to obey you. Okay, that's the gimmick here. So they have a lot of health, but you don't actually have to kill them. And they eventually just all turn into... Oh wow, I actually turned 2 of them? Wait. Yeah, totally did. This one is hardly damaged at all. Okay, well, if that's all it is, then this is way easier than I expected. And honestly, you know, going back into the dungeon and redoing the dungeon with all that foreknowledge from having, you know, limped my way through it once before, it was way easier than the first time around. It was, you know, obviously, preparation is half the battle and all that. So ultimately, well, I guess I shouldn't celebrate too soon, but this might not be nearly as brutal as it first appeared. Or, I mean, at the very first, it didn't appear brutal at all, right? These combats, none of the combats on the way here were that bad. Just, you know, stringing so many of them together was kind of brutal. Anyway, Prismatic Shield is going now. Damage these 2, and I mean, with any luck, they'll turn now. I'll heal you, and what do I even do at this point? I guess I can just contribute some damage. Not a whole lot, though. Okay, so they are also taking damage now? Wait. What did they take damage from? I believe the friendly ones did take damage. Maybe they're just gonna die and just so they don't stick around forever? That could be. Okay. Testing your theory. Attack from the back. Nope, not working. Okay. That's unfortunate. I wonder if that... I mean, I guess it must be technically possible to program it, program that kind of mechanic into the game, but it's not normally a mechanic in any of the other fights, so I guess it would have been a lot of work to do. I just wonder, I mean, with the description of it facing its best protected parts toward you, I suppose what happens when you're surrounded with multiple characters? Who of us is then considered you? I guess that wouldn't work, huh? Unless you only have one person in melee. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. And I guess I was kind of conflating it facing, it's rotating its protected parts toward you and it rotating its face toward you, which is also not the same thing, I guess, in this context. Okay, anyway, let's just keep going. Okay. I mean, suppose they don't even have a bad hit chance against their master. Just got unlucky there. Okay, and they also all turn now, so that's cool. Acid? Nope, no effect. Fireball? Nope, no effect. So I guess it really was just a matter of turning the, converting these servants into our minions, and then letting them do all the work. Of course, the game could not have anticipated or expected us to use damage reflection, which has up to this point dealt the majority of the damage to the boss, I think. Yeah, I mean, what do I do at this point? I guess just top everyone off just in case bad things happen. Yeah, they're all taking damage. It's fine. Gonna break the boss's armor again. And reduce... Oh, wait, can't do that. That's not how that works. But you can actually reduce its damage. Okay. Yeah, for some reason they can attack it. I suppose the idea is that it faces us. It does not consider the servants a threat, and thus does not face its defenses against them, and that's why they can damage it. I suppose that makes sense. I mean, I guess we can cast haste on them, so they can hit multiple times. It's almost too late now for it to matter, but it would be fun if that works. There. Oh. Oh, really? It reflects damage? Did I know that before? I don't know. Maybe I just never noticed. Okay. Yeah, they're actually punching twice now. Huh. The servant you turned against the Prime Sentinel emits a shower of sparks. It shudders and begins to collapse. But then, with a pulse of power, the Prime Sentinel restores it. It turns and heads back toward you. Too little too late, buddy. There you go. At last, the Prime Sentinel has taken too much damage to keep itself together. It begins to vibrate. Lightning shoots out of it. You manage to get safely away before it explodes. That's convenient that just happens. Thanks, game. Now that their master is gone, its servants begin to crumble. The oppressive magical aura the damaged sentinel was projecting through these tunnels fades away. You may have purged the damaged element that was tormenting tranquility. All around you, the gates begin to open. There is a workshop to the south that you haven't entered yet. Oh, thanks for pointing that out. Okay, I guess we're fine? Yeah, these things are just taking damage. Oh. Okay. Thankfully, they only deal the normal unstable sentinel, unstable construct servant, whatever. Damage, explosion damage. I was not expecting them to actually explode though, so that could have been nasty. If that, well, imagine if that had actually killed me. That would have sucked. But thankfully, we had all our protective buffs and all that, so it's all good. And surprisingly, augmentation did not actually run out on anyone. So I wonder why. Maybe some enemy had somehow purged it from Xaz and I didn't notice. Well, either way, it's fine. We're done. We actually beat the dungeon without too much difficulty, honestly, on the second run through. The boss fight turned out to be much more doable, much more benevolent. Okay, even I was gonna say, why don't these other gates open? But no, they did. Just didn't update the graphics yet. Okay, awesome. What do we get out of this fight? One of these. A wisdom crystal. Neat. He's 2 points away from being able to level up his main skill. But that being said, no, I can't really justify that. The mages need them much more desperately. Her next level up is of course gonna give her enough. Oh, actually, never mind. The wisdom crystal right now is gonna give her enough to increase mage spells. Yes. And he's gonna be able to level up priest spells naturally next level up as well. I would love him to get more intelligence, because he's so far behind in mana, it's crazy. But hopefully I'll find some equipment that gives him extra mana, extra intelligence. Yeah, anyway, okay. That settles that. You get the extra crystal, and you can increase mage spells. There you go. And the rest is just mana. Okay. Cool. That was satisfying. We can get straight out of here, but honestly well, I mean, mana is obviously almost depleted. So that basically worked out perfectly. But there might not be any more fighting. I don't know. With any luck, the constant respawns in some of the rooms have actually been stopped now. Let's see here. The workshop contains several training tomes. Yep. Magical efficiency skill increases. Oh, sweet. I like these tomes that just give you random, passive skill increases. It's nice. Energy elixir. Okay, another one. I'll take it. Armor ring. That's what she's using, yeah. Well, no one else really needs that. So, I'll just turn that into quite a bit of money. Fine by me. Focusing crystal. Definitely very valuable. What was this? Oh, I'd never clicked on this. I'll take that non-recruit though, thank you. Fine steel, awesome. More useful stuff. Both of these can be sold, so don't mind if I do. Rob this place completely blind. I feel like that's absolutely the least. Soren Guard. Oh yeah, wait. That is the guy who I suspected was, or I guess was led to suspect, was the culprit here, but maybe not. There is a mage cowering in the back of the storeroom. Maybe the construct actually did just go rogue, just malfunction, and he was trapped in here? We'll see. His robe is filthy and he has not been able to bathe for weeks. Huh. Yeah, that does not really seem like like an evil mastermind who was planning all this. Or unless he was very bad at planning. In fact, he hasn't had access to any water at all for weeks. Or food. What? No water or food for weeks? Multiple weeks? A week, perhaps. He might still be alive. Several weeks? No way. Like the most skilled of his kind, he can use his power to sustain himself. Okay, thanks for immediately explaining. But it has left him drained, twitchy, and only barely sane. Well, too bad we don't have any food with us. So, sorry, buddy? He stares at you for a long time. I knew rescue would come, but not... I am from the Empire. A long time ago. I am a Sorengard. Solberg has declared you a traitor. You will die. Wow. Seriously? It seems pretty obvious that he is... I mean, I don't know. I doubt that he's actually a traitor, considering the state he's in. And even then, slaying him now, just because Solberg said so? No way. No way, man. Can you tell me what happened here? I warned Solberg. I warned him. I told him that his project was doomed to fail. He did not listen. He was determined to earn his peace, or whatever he's calling it now. But making mindless statues, wandering blindly, and calling it a defense was not enough. He tried to give them minds. And then? And then he did it. He gave his sentinel a mind. It didn't result in instant disaster, so he did it again. He did it wrong, and you saw the result. No, this work is done. Solberg may not see it yet, but he will. He'll have to find his peace some other way. Okay. Solberg has declared you a traitor? Wait, can I not just say that without attacking him immediately? I would like to inform him, at least. How did you survive here? Well, I locked myself in and I waited for rescue. I thought Solberg would come for me more quickly, though. Yeah, wasn't exactly his highest priority for whatever reason. Have you met him? What did he say? He thinks that you betrayed him. Sorengard suddenly summons up a lot of energy. What? Betrayed him? The mad old fool! After all my work, after asking to come aid his experiment, he thinks that I am responsible for this failure? He's too old. His magic is crowding out his sense. My decision to leave is a correct one. Yeah, I agree. I have another question, though. What will you do now? I will leave, soon. Soon I will have enough energy. I will walk out. I will find some food. I will find a way to return to Avernum and resume my studies. It would be nice if the game just, assumed that the party had some kind of food and possibly, well, most likely also water, on them, and that we at least give him something to help him recover. That would seem like the least thing to do, even if he was an enemy. That would seem like the right thing to do, and he clearly is not our enemy. So, yeah. Anyway, would have been nice to throw just a little line like that in there. But I mean, if he's going to be fine, all right. Solberg is a great man. Was a great man. His determination to save this land has clouded the judgment that has served him so well. I cannot stand to watch his decline. Yeah, or to suffer whatever madness might be next. Better to be far away when that happens. Can't tranquility be saved? The sentinels are powerful. The bracelets are clever. They will never do what Solberg wants, though. The larger the system gets, the more unstable. I mean, if we could just not give them minds and just program them to just patrol the roads and, supplement that with actual human patrols to do anything that requires more judgment, that seems like it could work. But, well, what do I care, really? I just want to be out of here, right? And, well, we will be out of here soon enough. Anyway, I saw this before he did. I tried to warn him. He sighs. Yeah, he sighs. It's time to go. What are your studies? That's an odd question to ask. I study magic, all of it. It was to study magic freely and without limits that I sacrificed my life in the sun and came to the underworld. Okay. Can you teach me any magic before you go? In his current state? I can barely stand or think. Go to the tower and talk to Tiakura. She can aid you. I cannot delay in my departure. Right. You're from the Empire. Do you know anything of Dorikas? Might he have passed through Tranquility? The assassin? Well, attempted assassin. I heard rumors that Empire soldiers had been seen moving through the frontier after the attack on Prozac. Solberg does not think that Dorikas could have evaded his sentinels and passed through here. Solberg, as you saw, overestimates the usefulness of his statues. I do not know if Dorikas came through here. It is not impossible. Right. In fact, he pretty much had to come through here. Or bypass the entire cave, although, well, I don't know. Well, I guess it's goodbye? Farewell. Thank you for your aid. It is good to look upon the face of one of my people again. Well, I guess, depending on whether you count non-humans as your people, probably not. Knowing the Empire, but, Anyway, now I must go, and I will not return. With every passing moment, he seems stronger. His power is sustaining him, restoring him, carrying him until he can find proper food and drink. Again, why don't we just give him some of ours, to make it a little bit easier for him? Oh well, whatever. Thank you. I hope you do not see me again. He begins to prepare to leave. Okay. Well, that was unexpected, but nice. Okay, I noticed this little wall here, but I'm pretty sure both of these buttons were not real. Oh, okay. There could be something, of course. Yeah, we never were able to enter this corridor, but we can do so now. 49 minutes. Well, I guess that's enough to just quickly run through the rest of this and check out the places that we did not have access to before, right? Assuming there's not going to be any more combat. Okay, before I leave so hastily, did we forget anything? There's nothing to loot here. We looted this room for sure. Okay, I think we're good. I think I'm not forgetting anything. I'm pretty sure I asked everything I could have asked him. Yes. Seems like it. Okay, well then, let's go ahead, go ahead and take the correct way to here and pick up this emerald that I foolishly left lying on the floor. Silly of me. Alright, this is now open. That doesn't... Yeah, I could have gone through there. Whatever. No big deal. I really hope nothing has respawned on the way. I opened these before, right? They're just closed again after I left? Yeah, okay. Just to make sure, these are not real buttons. Oh. Unstable prototype. It's too late. No, it's not too late. I mean, I guess I could... You know what? I could just end the episode here. Obviously, we beat the dungeon. Everything that's left is just, you know, making one more pass through it and collecting any additional loot. I will come back to this one. I will just go back to town and heal. But not right away, because... Well, actually, we can just go down here and... Really? Crumbling Sentinel. Oh, wait. That's new. I guess maybe all the ones that are still down here have been replaced with Crumbling Sentinels? To make things easier for us? If so, you know, I'm okay with that. I mean, either way, I'm okay with it. So we grabbed that so that I somehow missed before. Yeah, okay, so these things are basically completely harmless. Honestly, it feels pretty good. Okay, they might also be unable to cast any magic. So that's even better. Oops, not that wrong. Oh, come on. I'd still prefer not to have to fight anything now that we've, you know, beaten the dungeon, but oh well. It's fine. Okay. Press the button and opened something somewhere. Maybe? Oh yeah, okay. We can actually see that that's open, even though the map does not display it. Interesting. Ruby, Assault Crystal, and Assault Elixir. Okay, I still don't understand Effect 12, Effect 9. So the Elixir is just a little bit stronger. I still don't understand how an Elixir could possibly affect the entire party. That just doesn't make any sense. A Crystal, I guess you, I don't know, hold it up in the air and it shines and affects everyone. Or you crush it and it does that, releases its energy. But, I mean, an Elixir you drink. I don't know. Maybe the idea is that you rub it onto your skin or something. And quickly pass it around and everyone uses it. I give up. I don't know. It's fine. How do I make my way there quickly? You know, I don't know if I can. There might be more combats along the way. I'm just gonna end the episode here. And continue just wrapping this place up next time. Yeah. And I will remember that experimental sentinel upstairs that is obviously guarding something. And I'm gonna just go back for a mana refill before I do that. So obviously I'm not going to use any potions for that. That would be silly. Right, for the time being, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.